glad that you can join us for my Grown Up and Me space art. We're going to be making some amazing galaxy art together in this video with a wonderful selection of songs and a nice story from Miss Katie. We're sorry you missed the live portion of this with us, but we're glad that you get to watch the recording. So when you're done with your space art, I really hope that you'll share it with us. Send us an email with your pictures to digitalmaker@itpld.org. And just like we asked all the people, all of the other kids who participated at the end of our session, we asked them, would they like to go to space? And what would they like to do in space? For me, I'd love to go to space just so I can see what the Earth looks like from out there and then get to see all the stars without the atmosphere or any lights on Earth making them look dimmer. I just want to see all of those beautiful galaxies and stars out there in space. So that's what I'd like to do. And also make sure to share your favorite galaxy with us that you created and tell us a little bit about why you like that galaxy so much. So for example, my favorite, and you'll learn about this when you watch the video, was the elliptical galaxy that I made. And I just really love these colors. I love the greens and the blues, and it's such like a peaceful looking shape for me, that whirlpool effect. So make sure you share pictures with us and then tell us a little bit about what you liked about the program and why you might want to go to space. Okay, I'm going to give this over to Miss Katie so she can start us on our story. Then we'll have time for art, and then the video will be over. So don't forget to send us all of those pictures to digitalmaker@itpld.org. And also, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to make sure you're kept up to date when we put other videos up from the library, like other story times with Miss Katie and Miss Lori, or some of the other wonderful art projects that we do on Mondays in the Youth Services Department, then make sure to subscribe to the Indian Trails Library YouTube. Okay, here's Miss Katie.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and Miss Heidi. We are going to take a trip into space today. But before we leave, I think that we need to get warmed up and make sure that we're completely ready for our program today. So we're going to start out with a song to help us wake up different parts of our body. So let's start out with our hands. We're going to give them a little bit of a shake, and we're going to sing, "Wake up, hands. Wake up, hands, wake up, hands, and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wake up, hands, wake up, hands, wake up and wiggle in the morning." Oh, that looks fantastic. All right, now I want you to take your arms. I want you to make really, really, really big round circles. Don't bump the person next to you though. Ready? We'll sing, "Wake up, arms, wake up, arms. Wake up, arms, and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wake up, arms, wake up, arms, wake up and wiggle in the morning." Awesome. All right, now I want you to wake up your eyes because we're going to need them for our story and for our art project. So I want you to give them some big blinks to start out with, and we'll sing, "Wake up, eyes, wake up, eyes. Wake up, eyes, and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wake up, eyes, wake up, eyes. Wake up and wiggle in the morning." All right, that was really silly, but I have one more verse for you. We need to wake up our ears too, so we can make sure that we're listening to our songs, our story, and all of our awesome directions for our project. So give those ears a gentle wiggle, and we'll sing one more time. "Wake up, ears. Wake up, ears. Wake up, ears, and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wake up, ears. Wake up, ears. Wake up and wiggle in the morning. That was awesome. All right, now I think we are ready for our story, which, to go with our space theme today, is called I Want to Be an Astronaut. So this is illustrated by Richard Merritt, and you can see here's our friend who is all set to head out into space. Maybe I need to scooch over a little bit. There we go. When I grow up, I'm going to zoom into space. I want to be an astronaut. Hi. Whoa, check that out. I'll wear a special spacesuit. Look at me. All right, so they're wearing a helmet on their head. They have gloves to protect their hands and their fingers. They have a whole special spacesuit that includes boots to protect their feet. And of course, there's some pockets because you never know what tools you might need with you, and a safety tether to keep them connected to their spaceship. I'm ready for a mission. All right, let's see what's going to happen. Ooh. Wait a second, does that look like a spaceship? What the heck? I'm ready to board my rocket. Oh, she has to take the shuttle to get to the rocket. All right, they say 5 minutes to lift off. The cockpit has lots of buttons. She has a seatbelt on, and you can see there's display screens, a joystick, all kinds of different controls to help control the spaceship. 3, 2, 1, lift off! Rockets burn fuel to blast off into space. You can see those huge flames coming back out the rocket ship. When I'm an astronaut, I'll live on a space station. I will be very busy doing experiments and fixing things. All right, so they're back in the spacesuit, tethered onto the space station, and it looks like there's a little problem, but don't worry because the astronaut has the tools to fix it, right? There will be very little gravity to keep me on the ground, and my food will float, but I won't mind. Looks like they have to chase after. See, a raspberry, a strawberry, looks like an orange. They're all traveling around. I'll go on spacewalks. Special space gear will help me travel. The astronaut has a jetpack, a moon buggy, and look, the astronaut's doing a spacewalk. And there's Earth, just like we saw on Miss Heidi's screen, way off in the distance. Maybe I'll visit some of these planets. Have you ever seen these planets before? Yeah, they're the ones that we have in our solar system, right? So we have the sun at the center, and then Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So that's a pretty big solar system to explore. When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. Do you want to be an astronaut too? That would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it, to get to travel into space like that? All right, well, the next song that I have for you is going to let us do just that. This is from one of my favorite singers, Lori Berkner, and it's called Rocket Ship Run. So you have a couple of different options here. If you have the space and you want to stand up and move around, you're more than welcome to make this into more of a dance song. If you're going to stay sitting in your chair, kind of like me, because if I stand up and start dancing around, you won't be able to see me, then we're going to kind of keep it a little bit more low key, but we can still do our blast off motion by going and shooting our arms up over our head. So let me get our music ready to go here. All right, is everybody ready to take off in our rocket ship? Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run.
I know, floating again. Heading to the moon.
Take me to the moon. When I get there, I'll go dancing through the air, dancing on the moon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. Take me to the stars.
Oh, we're heading out into the stars.
When I get there, I'll go jumping through the air, jumping from star to star.
Get ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, another rocket ship run. Take me.
All right, it's been fun, but now we have to head back home.
Leave me on the ground. When I get there, I'll be home.
All right, we have another big countdown coming.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another rocket ship run.
Nice job. That was awesome. All right, so hopefully that helps you feel warmed up and ready to go. Gets your mind into our space theme today. So what do you think? Are we ready to try our art project now?
Everybody ready to try their art project? Oh, I see some thumbs up. That's good. I
Awesome.
see some heads nodding. All right.
I'm
Thank you, Miss
excited.
Katie, so much. Now we are going to switch over to our art station. There we go. And we're going to get ready to do some art. So the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to do galaxy art. Does anybody know what galaxies are? Just in case you're not quite sure, galaxies are collections of stars and planets and all of those things in space, but they're a whole group. So does anybody know what they call the galaxy that our planet Earth and our solar system is in? Think about it for a little bit. And if you guess the Milky Way, you're right. They call us the Milky Way. And sometimes if you're someplace that's very dark and you can see all the stars, you can see, kind of like behind me, the Milky Way. So galaxies come in 3 different shapes, which is why we have 3 different pieces of paper. We have the elliptical galaxy. So an elliptical, is something that's kind of a circle, but then it's kind of smushed like an oval. So we have the elliptical galaxy, and this is an example down here of an elliptical galaxy. Then we have the spiral galaxy. So a spiral starts in the middle and it goes around and out and grows. And this is an example of a real spiral galaxy that they picked up with the Hubble Space Telescope. And then sometimes you have irregular galaxies. So when we talk about regular, something being regular, we mean it's normal or it's exactly like you'd expect to see it. Irregular is the opposite. It means it doesn't fit within like these normal shapes here. So it can be kind of all kind of shapes. So you could make an irregular galaxy when you do your picture. And then one more thing to share, because we can see some of the colors here, but here's a picture of a whole bunch of different galaxies that was taken where the galaxies are smashed up together. So, and you can see all the different colors. So there's some pinks and purples and yellows and oranges and blue and green. So you get to use whatever colors you want to make your galaxy. So we're going to start working on our first galaxy. So hopefully you have your pastels and your paper. But the first thing we're going to do, so we're going to start with what I think is the easiest galaxy, and that's the big spiral galaxy. So I'm going to start with my pencil right in my paper, and it's going to be a little bit hard to see, but you'll still be able to see where your pencil mark is, and you can make your galaxy as spirally as you want it to be. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to start in the middle and start my spiral. You can see that. And I'm going to spiral out and out, kind of like a snail shell. So I have my spiral there. And then I'm going to take this one, my white, and start to go and follow that spiral. But I don't know if you remember that in our picture that we saw of the spiral galaxy, sometimes it went off on its own a little bit from the regular spiral. So I'm going to follow my spiral lines, but then I'm going to let it shoot off a little. And spiral and go like, keep spiraling and go there. Oop, there it goes again. So wherever you want your spiral to kind of shoot off in different directions, that's okay. Galaxies, just like people, are very unique and very different looking. So it doesn't have to look an exact way. Okay, so now that I kind of got my spirally shape, whatever you want that to be, you get to pick your first color. What colors do you want your galaxies to be? I love purple, so I'm going to start with purple. Can you all show me what colors you're going to start with? Okay, and I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm just going to start coloring along my spiral. It's a little bit hard to see sometimes, but just put as much color as you want. The nice thing about pastels like these oil pastels, is that we can blend them together with other colors. So you can see all of this nice purple here. And you can keep going with the color you chose, but I'm going to take this kind of pinkish color. This one is called Hot Magenta. And I'm going to go along the inside and then start using that. And your hand, if you look here, your hand might mush it and smudge it a little bit, and that's okay. That's, like I said, the fun of using pastels is sometimes they get smudgy and mushy, and that's okay. Because what you can do is you can take your finger and you can kind of smush them together and blend them together. So you get some nice color blending. If you don't like using your finger because you don't like how these feel, because some people don't like that, and that's okay, that's why we gave you the Q-tips. You can use the Q-tips to help with your blending. So I'm just going to mix my colors together a little bit right here like this. Okay. Then I'm going to keep going with this pink, making my big spiral galaxy. And I think I want to change my color soon to, let's see, I think I'm going to go back for a little bit to purple. And now, I think I like this aqua bright color too. So I'm going to start to put some of that in here and keep going around in my spiral. Maybe put it here along my pink. You can go in any direction with any color that you want because this is your galaxy. These are our pretend galaxies. If we were trying to draw one of the real galaxies that the Hubble Space Telescope has taken a picture of, maybe we'd want to be more accurate with our colors, but these are our own galaxies that we're making up. So when you get done with the color, if you want, make sure that you smudge it a little and spread it out. Blend some of your colors. I want this pink here and my blue to blend a little bit. And then I'm going to look at it. I think I like this. I like where my galaxy is. So if you look at yours and you're happy with your spiral galaxy, you could stop there or you could keep adding color. I am going to add some stars, little spots. Because way out there in space, there are all these little stars. So I'm doing that with my little white pastel. And you can smudge things if you want. And I'm going to blend out to the edges just a little bit. And that's my first galaxy. So that's my spiral galaxy that I made. Okay, I'm going to put this one to the side and we're going to do our elliptical galaxy. So remember, an ellipse is kind of like a circle. So I'm going to draw a circle here. But then it's kind of like squished. So here's my circle. I'm going to draw a big like oval shape, kind of like an egg almost. I'll just get rid of this. So we're just using this as kind of an example of where our ellipse is going to go. So let me choose some completely different colors. I think I want to do, I'm going to start with blue, and I'm going to start in the middle and do this ellipse shape. So we're doing my big circle right here. And now I'm going to change, or not my circle, it's an ellipse, my oval shape. And I'm going to change to this greenish color. And I'm going to start going around that. And then I'm going to get a lighter green color and go around that one. And I just want to fill this all the way out to the edge where I drew my ellipse with my pencil. Okay, so we have this big oval shape and we can use, again, I like using my finger, so I'm going to do that. But if you like to use the Q-tips, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to smudge my blue into my darker green color a little bit. Kind of makes it soft and takes away the hard edges. And then I'm going to smudge my darker green into my lighter green color. Keep going in that circle or ellipse. I have to remind myself. And then I'm going to smudge it out a little bit more where the light green color comes out away just a little bit. It almost makes like a halo of color. You can do this however you want. Because remember, that's the one thing. This is your art. And you'll always hear me tell you that. This is your art. You get to make it look like you want. It does not, and I don't expect it to be. And you know what? I haven't seen a single person's galaxy who looks exactly like mine yet. So that's exciting. So then we smudge it out just a little bit. And you see how it makes that kind of halo effect out here around the edges. And then if you take your white, you can add some little streaks in there. Start adding some stars out and around. Those can get a little smudgy too if you want. So then they look like shooting stars maybe. I'm going to add out some of that white in here just to give it a little bit of shading. Make it look a little different. Test something out. If you don't like it, you can always try something different later. Because now you have this whole set of pastels, and you could get some black paper maybe from your grown-up, or you could try your pastels on white paper and see what that looks like. I think I'm going to do something. Let's put a little bit of yellow in the middle. See what that looks like. A little bit of white. Okay, and that is my ellipse galaxy. Our last galaxy was called the irregular galaxy. So remember, that was the one that looked not like the elliptical. It didn't look like the spiral. It didn't have a specific shape. It was just kind of all little dots and little different, whatever it wanted to look like. So for this galaxy, I want you to use your imagination and think about what you want your galaxy to look like. So it can be any colors. It doesn't have to be one of the specific shapes. Maybe you want it to look like a little bit like your name or a smiley face. It could be any shape that you want it to be at all. So to start, because I haven't used my orange yet, I think I'm just going to do some little scribbles of dots. And then some little lines. And let's see, what goes good with orange? Blue. Blue is a complementary color for orange. So I'm going to kind of put some blue in here too, and just trace along some of that orange that I put and let things kind of blend together. This is the one where you get to be super, super creative. It can look like anything you want at all. So while you're working on this one, I want you to think about the galaxies you worked on before, because now we're going to have 3. And I want you to think about if maybe you have a favorite one, because I want you to share your favorite galaxy afterwards. Oh, here I'm going to go smudging my fingers through everything and blending them together. You can share your favorite galaxy that you drew today, and maybe one thing that you'd be excited about to go to space and see. That's only if you want to share. And I told you purple is my favorite color, so I'm going to add some more purple in here. Just to kind of connect all the pieces. And I'm also going to add some white. I like projects like this that are a little abstract because it doesn't have to look exactly perfect. It can look like whatever is in your imagination. I think, hmm, see what happens if I put a little bit of yellow. I just have so much fun working with the pastels and coloring with the pastels because I like the smudging and I like making it all blend together. I think it's very pretty and a little messy. I like getting a little bit messy when I do my art. Not everybody's the same, and that's okay. And that's my irregular galaxy. I hope you all had a great time making galaxies with me today and using your imagination. I know I had a really good time doing this for you. So make sure you share your galaxies with us by sending pictures to digitalmaker@itpld.org. And remember to tell us, would you like to go to space? And what do you think you'd want to do in space? Have a great day.